Today, I'm delighted to welcome Phumi, Digital Marketing Manager at CareerWise based in South Africa. Welcome, Phumi, and thank you for joining us on today's podcast. So why not share with everyone a little bit about yourself, your background, and your current role?
All right. Thank you for having me. A little bit about myself. I've been with the organization that I'm with, which is CareerWise. I've been with the organization for about 13 years now. I've been in different roles. My roles have varied from project management in mining to managing scholarships to managing bursaries to being now the digital marketing manager. And maybe just a little bit of context about the company. We're a very, I'd say, small, relatively speaking. We're a small company based out in South Africa. And what we do is we manage bursaries, scholarships, internship programs, graduate programs on behalf of governments, trusts, foundations, private organizations. So all the roles I've played have basically helped in me being able to play the role that I play today, which is to be on the marketing side, So, yeah.
But I was looking at the website before we joined just to get some background on CareerWise, and the company's been around since 1999, so it's obviously doing some good things. And I was reading through all the kind of the positive impact your company does. So it's an amazing organization for what it does.
Thank you very much. We look, education is a big thing for us. Yeah. We believe in, youth development, if you will, and what we get to do is play a small part in realizing that for the youth.
Yeah, it's an amazing organization doing great things. So thank you on behalf of everybody with this one. I was going to ask you that CareerWise has been a customer of Caspio now for 3 years. So can you remember what brought CareerWise to Caspio in the first place?
Yes. So my consideration in transitioning into the marketing side now was I wanted to help CareerWise digitize all its processes. And all the roles that I've played, I've gotten to see what all the processes are. I mean, having been there 10 years at the time, right? And what brought me to Caspio was as much as I have a background in development front end of web, I needed a partner on the DevOps side. So everything that's sitting in the server or in the cloud. And I needed to be able to start small and lean, i.e. by myself. And Caspio was a perfect fit because it enabled me to do that. So I get to solve these problems that CareerWise has, so like their processes. I get to digitize them by myself. And then I have a partner that can help me scale that, a click of a button. So that's what brought me to Caspio, just the perfect fit for what I needed at the time. Yeah.
Perfect. Can you remember what the deciding factor was to move to Caspio?
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe threefold, I'd say. The fact that it's cloud-based is quite important. I mean, our ways of computing have moved into cloud, So the fact that the platform was already in cloud and it would come with all the security that is, born on operating in the cloud. So that was one. Two, it is quite reputable. The company's been around for a really long time. So that came in quite handy in that I could pick up when I was listening to other people's stories. And then the price was perfect as well. So those three things definitely were the deciding factors, if you will.
No, thank you for sharing that. So Phumi, please describe to everybody about your Caspio application. What does it do and who the end users are?
All right. So we've got 3 applications in essence. We've got an ATS, which is an application tracking system. So what we digitalized there was the entire recruitment of all the students that are looking for scholarships or looking for bursaries. So the ATS enables us to interact with a potential pool of candidates. Once those candidates are successful, we then move into another portal that we have, which is also an application where we're picking up extra information in order to facilitate payments to them, like the allowances. And then the last application is a CRM tool, which is called our bursary management system. So on the bursary management system, we're managing everything on the day-to-day. Our interactions with the student, if it's emails things that they might inquire from us, their results, just painting. So Caspio basically enables us to store data about someone we're holding. We have a relationship with, which is basically a student. From the time that they apply till the time that they graduate and get to be an engineer or whatever the case might be, we get to use various applications to walk them through that process. So yeah, that's basically what we're using Caspio for in our end.
No, it's good to hear. Is there any particular features that have had the most impact that you want to talk about?
Feature-wise, I would say the security. So the fact that we get to embed the application onto, any front-facing space is a really good thing. And why I'm saying that is we deal with personal information. So we're very finicky about.
Yes, of course.
As you might imagine, we ask very sensitive information, personally sensitive information from the candidates in order to make an assessment on whether or not someone is deserving. So you wouldn't want that kind of information to get into the wrong hands. So the fact that we're in the cloud, it's readily available 24/7. It's adaptive to whether it's a phone, a tablet. That's really great, and that's something we can pride ourselves on. That we don't have the risk of getting our information compromised, whether in rest or in transit.
Yeah, which makes complete sense. The security element is so important for the work your company does. So makes complete sense. So I was actually looking at your LinkedIn profile earlier for me, and it mentioned that you're a digital enthusiast, which kind of backs up what you were saying at the beginning. So when you came to Caspio, were you more self-taught? How did you find the journey of learning low code in Caspio?
I am self-taught in the sense that I picked up HTML, CSS, Java myself, and then decided to maybe do a short course. Self-taught for the most part. I did a short course, and my interest was such that I could just learn online. And what Caspio enabled me to do is I can take care of my front end web, if you will. I can take care of the front end in any way that I want. Yeah. And all the heavy lifting in the background is covered by Caspio. So when I said in the beginning, we needed a DevOps partner. So that's quite important. And I'm enabled to do that.
Yeah. Okay. So how has your experience been working with the Caspio team? Because like I say, you've been a customer for 3 years. How have you found working with the team here?
I've found that they're quite friendly. I've gotten to know quite a few of the guys that work in the support team over the years as we've been developing the apps. I found them also to be quite professional. So they're knowledgeable about a vast set of things that enable them to help me when I get stuck. So as much as, all these the applications are my brainchild in how I'm thinking about them, there's some parts when I get stuck, they can help. They have the skill set to help. So they're professional, they're friendly, and that makes a world of difference for me.
Yeah, we get a lot of positive commendations about our support team, what we call our services team at Caspio, which is available 24/7, because that means customers, whatever time of the day or night they're working, they've always got somebody at Caspio if they get stuck doing something to support them. So it's always very, very positive feedback we get about our services team because of that. So Phumi, what type of return on investment have you seen over the last few years working with Caspio? Is it kind of a financial return on investment, or is it efficiency savings? Or is it a combination of both?
I'd say a combination of both. So on the savings side, if you think about the cost of having a DevOps team to operate 3 applications that are hosting more than 200,000 active students, that would cost an arm and a leg. That's an entire department of people. So a saving from that particular point of view. And then also just being like the return on investment has also been how we've been able to service our industry. During COVID, we weren't, as much as we were working remotely, we had applications that enabled us to work remotely. Most companies weren't ready for that.
That's true.
Whereas we were, because of the applications we built in the background, so yeah, I mean, I'm very happy. Very happy. Yeah.
That's great to hear. So if somebody's listening or watching this podcast for me, what advice would you give them if they're considering low code?
I'd say get started with a free trial, build something very basic, and I can guarantee you're probably not going to look back to what you were doing before Caspio. So just get started with the trial and build something simple.
Yeah.
The proof in the pudding. I tried it out, and 3 years later, we've digitized our entire business process.
No, that's amazing advice. And it's interesting because a lot of the customers I talk to say that when I talk about the question about what advice, those type of things, it's very similar. Everybody really says, just dive in and you'll kind of just see and find that it's going to be a big benefit to you. So it's interesting that it's a consistent kind of message, which is good to hear. So kind of really the last question I've got is, we haven't got crystal balls, but it's really around what does the future look like for CareerWise, and maybe Caspio can help you along the path as well, even more.
The future for us is scaling out this application as a SaaS product to other parties or other people in our industry.
Yeah.
That's the future. So how does Caspio fit into that? I mean, for example, today is a maintenance release. There's a new release like today.
That's right.
The new technology that I get to benefit from in having an application that's like robust with latest technology, for me means getting to service a whole lot more people than we servicing right now. Right now, it's 200,000 students. Maybe 2 years from now, we can talk a couple of million students. So yeah, I look forward to being able to benefit from new technology and being able to possibly sell this to other people as well.
Exciting future ahead. So Phumi, thank you so much for joining today's podcast. We really appreciate you sharing your low code and Caspio journey. And thank you for being a Caspio customer for the last 3 years and hopefully many more years to come. We appreciate it.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. And been a great chat with you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Phumi.
Thank you.